pull up a cup of coffee, and let's get this party started.
We're the uplines you didn't know you needed, but now you have.
This is the podcast for women who are building a direct sales business, but want to do it the right way.
Melanie has a decade of experience in direct sales. She's earned the top in industry 4 years in a row and has grown a multi-million-dollar organization. She gives a no BS approach to leadership, recruitment, and organization.
And my bestie Katie has you covered with the rest. From the relationships, the do's and don'ts of branding, her content has been viewed by millions. She doesn't just talk the talk, but she teaches people how to create an intentional brand too.
All right, let's get this party started.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Direct Sales Done Right podcast. I am solo today and I'm excited to talk to you a little bit about company conferences. I know that so many of you are getting ready to travel because I have the opportunity to work with people in the field, leaders, and I know that you're getting ready or maybe are going to be going in the next couple of months to a company conference. And I have been teaching my leadership mastermind students, my Rockstar recruitment students, and my team members how to leverage a company trip to help build your business. And I'm a big fan of using your company's natural momentum to actually build your business. So I want to give you just some tips today on how you can do just that. All right, so you're getting ready to go to a company conference and you probably are thinking to yourself, I'm so excited to see my team. I'm so excited to see, listen to the speakers, hear the keynotes. Maybe if you're in the wellness space, you're excited to do group workouts, or maybe you know that your company is going to be launching some new products or a catalog and you can't wait to test out those products. Well, guess what? It is an opportunity for you when you go to a conference, you're going to have more eyeballs on you, especially on your social media. Your customers will know that you're traveling. The people on your social media will know that you're traveling. And so we should really use that as an opportunity to grow our prospect list. I'm going to tell you all of these things and I want you to take some notes, and then I want you to actually open up your Direct Sales Done Right planner and time blocker and schedule out some time to do a little bit of this prep work. Because the one thing that I have found when I go to a company conference is that I think I'm going to have a lot of extra time to do content for my social media or stories or emails, and I find that I don't because it's very, very busy. So I tend to do a lot of this preparation ahead of time. So I'm going to walk you through some of my best practices and tips. If you are building a team, which I'm sure that most of you listening are, here is a couple of suggestions. The first thing is when you go to a company conference, you really want to turn that into an invite opportunity for people to join your business. So I want you to sit down and create a form. I encourage you not to use a Google form. I encourage you to use this as a great time if you don't have an email marketing system set up to do Flowdesk, Constant Contact, or there's Kajabi, Aweber. Actually getting one of those software systems to where you can just create a form. Then your form typically is going to allow you to put in maybe an image and write a thank you message. So I want you to sit down and say, all right, I want to collect information. I want to get people's name. I want to get their email. I want to maybe get their Facebook or Instagram handle so that I can connect with them on social media. And basically what you're thinking in your mind is, okay, I'm going to share this form before I go to my company's conference. And I'm going to call the form like a sneak peek inside of our company's annual conference. So behind the scenes look at, Coach Summit, or behind the scenes look at our Saint Beauty event. And so your description would be, hey, I'm going to my company conference this week. If you've ever wanted to know more about what I do as an ambassador or an artist, please fill out this form. And I will actually be giving you insider tips and insider look into what it's like to be an artist while I am at this event over the next week. So then what you're going to do is when people opt into that form, we're going to send them some emails while you're actually away at the company conference. So the way that I announce this is usually on the Sunday before you leave for the conference. What I've been telling people to do is one of the best pieces of content is like outfit reels. So, when you go to the conference, you are going to be number one, you're going to be going to parties, you're going to be meeting your team, you are going to be maybe doing group workouts or some tutorials. So what you can do is try on all your different outfits that you are going to wear at your company conference and then have people vote on them. Which one's your favorite? What should I wear? Maybe you have a couple of different options. That is going to get the engagement up on your social media. Then in your stories, maybe you have some of that, you even direct people. The caption in your story says, go, or in your reel says, go check out my stories for a couple of like the outfits that didn't make it, or a couple of extra options. And so in your stories, you're going to obviously show your outfits, show your prep, talk about how excited you are for this company convention. And then you are going to tell people, hey, if you've ever thought about doing what I do, or you're curious about what I do and how I've built a successful business, fill out this form or comment the word summit or conference, and I will send you a form that you can fill out that will add you to my list, and I'll send you emails throughout the week that'll give you the inside scoop that I won't be sharing here on social media. And so you're going to direct people to fill out that form so that they can actually get on your list. Now you have a way to actually funnel people that you may not know are actually interested in what you do onto your email list. You can then have their contact information to follow up. You also can share that same form into your VIP group, a customer group, and blast it out to your current customer list, letting them know you're about to be traveling for the next 5 days. And if they want to know more about what you do as a artist, ambassador, rep, they can follow along by filling out this form. You're basically going to use that form throughout the entire week, every single day in your stories, to gather more interest throughout the week. And you will find that maybe a few people fill it out on day one, but over the next 5 days, people become more and more interested because you're sharing more and more on your social media. All right, now here's the part that you can kind of plan and prep. So what you're going to do is you're going to think about the experience, especially if you've been to a company conference in the past, or you're going to brainstorm with your team. What happens at the company conference? Is the first day, do you have a team event? Are you doing a meet and greet? Are you going to get to meet your upline for the first time? So you can actually sit down while maybe you're on the plane or the weekend before, and you can begin to template out a few of these emails. Actually, I like to pre-write them and then just leave spaces for my photos. So I'm going to talk about why I became a distributor in my first email that I send. And so I'm going to talk about how I got started. I might even talk about the first time I went to a conference, what it felt like to be around like-minded people. And then I'm going to talk about actually meeting my friends for the first time. And I may leave a space to put in a picture. And then at the very end, I am going to say, you know, at any point in time, if you're reading these emails and you say to yourself, I am ready, I need to be a part of this amazing community, just hit reply and I can walk you through the sign-up process. So that's key. We're not waiting until we get back to do a call to action. We're inviting people to join our team every single day. Now, that day one email, I will send that the following morning. So if I get into conference on Wednesday, Thursday morning, the first email is going to go out recapping what happened on Wednesday. If you know on Thursday, that's the opening session. If you know that there's going to be some product launches, there's going to be recognition, you can actually go through and write out what it felt like to walk across stage and be recognized as a certain rank in your company, or how excited you are for a new product launch. Leave a spot for that. If you have a party that evening that you were invited to because you helped a certain number of people or made a certain number of sales, talk about the party, talk about how fun it was. Even though you haven't gone yet, you can probably, for the most part, pre-write that. Then the next day, Friday morning, you would then send that email, pop in those pictures, add any specific details, and send it away. You want to continue to remind people as you're going through the company events of, hey, if at any point you want to get a sneak peek into what it's like to be an ambassador, just click this link and sign up for my list. First email already went out. You can get the next one by clicking here. So we're continuing to pull people in. So you're going to do that every single day that you're at the conference. And on the final day, this is when you're obviously traveling home. You want to really talk about what it means to be an ambassador, what you love about the company, how you're so fired up for the business that you're going to build and the team that you want to bring back to that conference next year. And you want to call people to actually join you, to be there with you. You're saving them a spot. And I would encourage you to maybe, get into one of the sessions early and have like a row of empty seats and take a picture of yourself pointing hosting or doing this, where there's a bunch of empty seats, and maybe even say like, I want you here. And that's a great way for people to say, oh yes, I want to be in the room with them too. So all throughout the week, you're really addressing things that people are thinking. They're wondering about. What's the community? What kind of training and support am I going to get? Can I do this if I don't have a social media following? So you can kind of embed those stories throughout the entire week. This is one of the things that I do inside of the Rockstar Recruitment course is I give you templates like this too. So if you are inside of the course, actually go into the course and search for your company conference template, because I do have that in there as well. Now, I want to talk about social media. Again, when we go on these company conferences, they're a lot of fun and they're also really busy. But I want you to sit down and say, this is a marketing opportunity. This is a chance for me to highlight the business, the blessings of the business, the relationships that I've built, and the opportunity. So even if you have to make yourself a checklist, these are the photos that I want to take. I want to make sure I get a photo with our new product launching. So I want to make sure I go to the shop or the store, wherever they have product demonstration set up. And I want to get certain video or photo of certain things, because I'm going to use that as either posts, stories, or reels. Think about maybe getting a photo with your upline or your sponsor or the person that's had the biggest impact in your business journey. Making sure that you're taking those key photos so that you can use those as posts as you go throughout the weekend. I always like to make a list ahead of time. I also will do a little research on trending reels, or I'll look at other people that have gone to company conferences and I'll actually save the reels into the saved folder on my Instagram. And then what I'll do is every day I'll say, okay, this is what I want to make today. And then I know exactly what I'm taking video or photo for. I also will pre-write some of my captions ahead of time. If I know I'm going to go to a group workout and I'm working out with the trainer that transformed my life, I can pretty much write that post and what it's going to feel like. So all I have to do when I come back to my room is edit the video, put on the caption, and upload the post. It does not serve you to ghost your social media for 3 days because you're so busy partying with your company, with the friends, with the people that you've made. It's not helping you to build your business. Remember, you're there to learn, you're there to grow, and you're there to build your team. And this is the time to do it. All right, the last thing I'm going to share with you is this. And this has nothing to do with posting on social media, but it has everything to do with the way you look at a conference. Nobody ever told me to do this, but this is just what I did. My first year that I went to conference, I went with my notebook. I sat in the peanut gallery, and I was not a ranked person in the business at that time. I was the low man on the totem pole. We went by purchasing we actually signed up for a Southwest credit card because we got 2 free flights. And that was how we were able to afford our tickets to go to our first conference. We basically lived off of like protein shakes and snack bars and McDonald's oatmeal. I mean, we did not have 2 nickels to rub together, but I knew that getting to that conference was important for my business. And I went with my paper and my notebook, and I sat in that nosebleed section, and I hung onto every word that those speakers spoke. I went to every breakout session. I didn't miss a breakout session. There were people that were blowing things off to go to the pool, to have drinks. They were staying out late, missing the general sessions. And I just looked at this as an opportunity to invest in my business. And when I left that conference, I was pretty darn tired. I had done a lot of listening, a lot of learning. And instead of getting on the airplane and napping for that 4 hours from Vegas back to Pittsburgh, I organized my notes, started highlighting what I was going to implement now, what I was going to implement in 30 days, what I was going to do in 90 days. I started to think about my vision, and I sat in that audience and I listened to speakers who talked about how they had completely transformed their life. They had gone from living paycheck to paycheck to being able to take their family on vacations, to being able to live debt-free. And I thought, I want that. And I also wanted to walk across stage that following year receiving those awards. I wanted to wear the fancy dress. I wanted to earn those top 10 trips. I wanted to be the number one in the company. And I knew that the only way I was going to get there was to start taking action. And so as I organized, as I got clarity in my vision, I came back with this fire inside of me because I had maximized the opportunity. And you guys, I went back that following year with over 100 team members walking across the stage as one of the top 0.01% in the company. In that following year, we made it to number 2 in the company. Conferences can change your business. They can allow you to see from a different lens to uncover your fullest potential. They can also help you attract people that love community and want something more too. You have got to use these opportunities to grow your business and connect with the right people. You've got to use them to grow personally as well. And I can tell you that without a shadow of a doubt that this could be the turning point for you if you position yourself open and ready to learn and grow. I hope that these tips have helped you today to really prepare for your company conference, whether it's a month away or 6 months away, or maybe it's not for another year. But I will tell you, these are the tools that help to transform my direct sales business and take me all the way to the top. And if you love today's episode, do me a favor. I want you to just take a screenshot, and then I want you to tag us at Chic Influencer, at Melanie Mitro. Tell me what you loved about this episode. Tell me how you're going to prepare for your next company conference. I love to hop in the DMs and chat with you about your experience listening to the podcast. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us today, and we'll see you back here for another episode. All right, so if you loved today's episode, make sure you head over to wherever you listened to the episode today and leave us a rating and review. And also take a little screenshot and tag us on Chic Influencer. We'll feature you in our stories. Plus, we'd love to get your feedback and hear from our listeners.
Until next week, let's make chic happen.